Today, we are digging into a secret that can seriously make your garden explode with life. We're basing this on an incredible guide from Timeless Crops Haven, and trust me, it might just change the way you look at your soil forever. So let's start with a feeling I know every gardener has had. You're doing everything you're supposed to. You water, you watch, you wait, but your plants just look meh. They're stalled out, they look weak, especially when that summer heat really starts to kick in. And what's the first thing we all reach for? More food, right? More fertilizer. But here's the thing. The guide we're looking at says that's basically like trying to force feed someone who can't even digest. The real problem isn't a lack of food in the soil to begin with. So, if it's not more fertilizer, what is the secret? Well, it turns out the answer is to stop obsessing over the plant itself and start focusing on the world it lives in. It's a total mindset shift about what's really going on right under our feet. Okay, first up, let's talk about the problem with dead soil. This is where we figure out why all your hard work might be falling flat. See, it all comes down to one thing. Your soil is either your greatest ally or it's actively working against you. And this, right here, shows you the difference in a nutshell. On the left, you've got dead soil. It's basically useless. Nutrients are locked up tight, water just runs right off, and roots can't get a foothold. But on the right, living soil. It's like a sponge. It unlocks all that food and helps plants build up this incredible resilience. Which brings us to the core idea, the one that changes the entire game. The big secret is your soil is alive. It's not about feeding your plants anymore. It's all about feeding the microbes. Okay, so what does that even mean? Well, your soil is packed with this invisible workforce of microorganisms. You gotta think of them like trillions of microscopic chefs. They take all the raw organic stuff and turn it into a 5-star meal that your plants can actually use. Without them, your plants are literally starving at a banquet. And this is the fundamental shift in thinking. You have to stop being a plant feeder and start becoming a microbe farmer. Seriously, if you take care of them, they will absolutely take care of your plants for you. And when you make that switch, oh man, the benefits are just insane. This living ecosystem unlocks nutrients that were already there. It makes every drop of water count, and it builds this natural shield around your plant's roots. And that all leads to way faster growth and much, much bigger harvests. Okay, so how do we actually do this? Let's get to the fun part, a simple, step-by-step recipe to brew your own powerhouse solution. You can make this stuff in less than a day with ingredients you probably already have. All right, part 1. This whole thing starts the night before, and all you're doing is waking up some yeast. Now, it is critical that the water is chlorine-free, because chlorine will kill the very microbes you're trying to grow. You just feed the yeast some sugar and warm water, cover it, and let it do its thing overnight. That foam you see in the morning, that's the sign of life. That's what you want. The next morning, it's time for the main event. You're basically making what's called a compost tea. You soak some worm castings or good compost to wash all those amazing microorganisms out into the water. Then you pour in that foamy, active yeast starter to supercharge the whole mix. And that stirring, that's not just for fun. You're pumping oxygen in there, which helps all that good bacteria multiply like crazy. So now your microbial brew is ready to go. But wait, stop right there. This next step is without a doubt the most critical part of the entire process. If you get this ratio wrong, you could actually do more harm than good. You absolutely, positively must dilute it. The guide could not be clearer about this. Never, ever apply the concentrate directly to your plants. The magic ratio is 1 part of your solution to 9 parts of chlorine-free water. This makes it safe, and it's the perfect strength to wake up the soil without completely overwhelming it. Okay, so you've brewed up this amazing living soil activator. Let's talk about putting it to work and getting those jaw-dropping results. Applying it is super simple. Wait till the afternoon and give the soil a light watering first to moisten it up. Then, just pour about a cup of your diluted solution right on the soil next to each plant. You want to aim for the root zone. Do this just once every couple of weeks, and that's all it takes to get that thriving ecosystem going. But don't stop there. Once you've introduced this brand new microbial army into your garden, you need to give them a perfect home to live in. And your #1 best friend for that is mulch. A simple layer of something like dry grass clippings does 4 amazing things at once. It keeps the soil cool, it stops water from just evaporating away, and it creates that dark, moist home that these microbes absolutely love. Plus, as it slowly breaks down, it becomes their long-term food source, It's a perfect, self-sustaining cycle of health. So the real takeaway here isn't just a recipe, It's a completely different way of gardening. By creating a living, breathing ecosystem in your soil, you stop fighting against nature and you start working with it. So the question to ask yourself is this: are you just a gardener, or are you ready to become an ecosystem builder?